Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's going to be part 5, the last episode of the top 10 baits for beginners. We're back here with Mike today, and he's going to actually cover the last 2 baits. Today we're talking about a frog and a deep diving crankbait. So let's get right into it.
On my frogging system, I want at least a 7'5" rod, heavy action. I always go with braid, 50-pound braid to 65-pound braid. Don't know what it is, but your hookup ratio is like 10 times better with braid than anything else. Frog-wise, I truly love live targets. Live target frogs, whether the popper frog or the regular frogs. They seem to really work good. They got a lot of action. I normally use a right-handed reel, but when it comes to frogging or jerk baits, I go with the left-handed reel because I can get more action out of the rod when I'm twitching it with my right hand and moving the bait. I can get a better walking motion, and it just seems to work better. As far as reel speed, at least a 7.5 to 1 speed reel. You want something that'll bring up line pretty quick. As soon as you see that frog go under, don't set the hook until you give it a second or two, because a lot of times you see the frog get hit and people jerk way too soon. Give it a second, just chill out, set the hook, and you'll get a lot better hookup.
Rod selection, you were saying 7.5 or bigger?
7.5, a 7 foot to a 7'5". If you're in extremely heavy mats, you might want to go with something that has a little bit longer so you have more power to pull them out of the mats.
Okay, but definitely heavy action to yank them out of that thick stuff.
Yes, you want a heavy action rod. They make rods just for frogging, but you know, any heavy action rod will work.
And what do we got next? Deep diving crankbaits?
We're going to go into deep diving crankbaits. Right. I don't have one tied on, but what I like to use is a 7 foot or longer rod, medium action. You want something that'll give your bait to load up and throw it a long distance. This is a very old rod. This is a medium action rod, but you want something that has a lot of bend in it. Okay. So you can throw that bait out there, and it has, when the fish takes it in, it has a flexible tip to be able to suck that crankbait in. When you feel that fish on there, reel as fast as you can and then load the rod by setting the hook. You don't have to jerk it real hard, because a lot of times you'll just jerk it out of their mouths.
You can basically just pull it into them, right?
Pull it into them. Okay. Make sure your hooks are sharp and pull it into them. Okay. Speed reels, springtime, you want something that's a low speed reel. That way you're not out reeling the fish when the water's cold. But as the season goes on, you might want to move up the speed. I wouldn't go anything more than a 6.5 speed. I know some of the guys want to throw an 8 to 1 for crankbaits to burn them down there. I've never found it that you need to do that. Line, I like 15 pound on most everything, especially here in Ohio because we got muddy water. But if you're fishing super clear water, you might want to drop down to 12. I would not go down any more than that, because if you hook a big fish, you're pressing your luck.
Okay.
As far as baits, I mean, it's up to your choice of what baits you want to use. I mean, the DT6 series and Daiwa's good. The 6XD series, the 8XDs by Strike King, those are all good baits. There's a lot of good deep diving crankbaits out there. It's all what you like to use.
When you're throwing these, is there a specific goal in mind, like you're wanting that bait to be bouncing off the bottom?
Yes, you want to get it down to where you can feel it bouncing bottom, and also it's just cadence like anything else. If you start catching them on just straight reeling it in as it digging in the bottom, but a stop and go retrieve will help a lot. Reel it, let it start hitting bottom, and stop it for a second so that bait can slowly lift off the bottom. And a lot of times when that bait comes off the bottom, then fish will go after it. And then reel it back down and just, keep working it on your way in. And it just, practice makes perfect on everything in fishing. The more time you spend out on the water, feeling things, getting used to how the baits are, how it feels on the bottom, your casting skills as far as making accurate cast. That'll all help you catch more fish in the long run.
All right, well, Mike, thank you so much for giving us all these tips today. Thank you guys all for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
As we talked about in the other video, make sure you guys are staying tuned because we are getting into that tournament season. We've got the first one coming up here in a few weeks on Brookville. Last time we were there, we knocked the snot out of them, so hopefully we can get a repeat of last time.
I think we'll even do better this time.
I hope so. I need to catch a 6 like he did last time. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out that video, I'll put a link in the top right now. Definitely check it out. It was from last fall, and Mike caught an absolute giant. So
Yeah.
check that video out. What was it?
635.
635. It was just a hog. Very impressive fish. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay hooked, and we'll catch you here on the 30th. See ya.
Bye.